It's time for meditation. Now we're all gathering here at this time to practice meditation. So making sure that you are sitting comfortable with upright position and less distraction, and you have an intention to practice meditation. Again, we are working by breath and understanding the breath. So before we going into further instructions, just making sure that you are sitting comfortable, and if your mind is restless, spend some time on the breath, taking a long breath and a short breath, and relax the entire body. Or you may spend some time observing the sitting body. Whatever sensations are in the body, aware of that sensations and let it be. Learning to accept as they are and let it be. Letting go is not a surrender. Letting go is not ignore. Letting go is not that we dislike and we push it away. So letting go is a process. Once we have fully understood, then we will be able to let it be, because we have understood in its true nature. So once let it be, and observing the body presence here, aware of yourself, the body and the mind. And observing incoming breath and outgoing breath, rising, falling. And observing and making a mental note, consciously being aware of incoming breath and outgoing breath by consciously telling to yourself as you observe incoming breath and outgoing breath, I know that I am breathing in, or I understand that I am breathing in. And breathing out again, similarly, I know that I am breathing out, or I understand that I am breathing out. So making a mental note of it as they are. And this is being mindful as it occurs, as it taking place. No interference with the breath. There is no locations, fix it at this time, but we are experiencing this incoming breath and outgoing breath wherever you feel. Just making a mental note of it. I understand that I am breathing in, I understand that I am breathing out. And locating a second Next stage is to locate your breath or your mind as a foundation on the breath, whether it's a incoming breath at the nose or the rising, falling of the abdomen, as a foundation, fixing there as the mind is settled down and aware of incoming and outgoing, rising, falling. Again, fixing the foundation ground as a primary object. Do not think or do not perceive it because you've been conditioned. Let the mind settles it. Basically, accepting the mind is at that place and settling down. And once it's settled, train yourself to be mindful of incoming breath and outgoing breath in different forms. Sometimes maybe a longer and a shorter, other time maybe normal. And do not try to make it longer or shorter. When it is rising, it is rising. When it is falling, it is falling. And as you are watching that rising, falling along with the breath incoming and outgoing, sometimes when it rises, maybe shorter than falling. Falling maybe sometimes longer than rising. Sometimes it's a very subtle, other time can be very coarse. Sometimes can be very soft, other times can be very harsh. So aware of the different breaths. And making sure that you are not making it to be different. You're training your mind to be aware of that different breaths as it comes in and as it goes out, rising, falling. And further, train yourself to be mindful of the entire breath body and the entire body itself. A breath body, the beginning, a middle and the end as it comes in and as it goes out, or a rising, falling. Train to be able to experience the entire body along with the incoming breath and outgoing breath, the inflation of entire body and deflation of entire body. At this moment, whatever other thoughts arises or any other sensations arises, rather than push them away and thinking that my job is to watch the breath incoming, outgoing, or inflation or deflation, living, paying attention to the breath or the body inflation and deflation, but to be mindful of that thought or that sensation or the other objects as they occur. So observing, acknowledging and noting as they comes objectively, and do not take it subjectively. And again back to the object, the breath, incoming, outgoing, rising, falling, inflation of the entire body and deflation of the entire body. Making sure that you are not interfering with the process and you're not pushing too hard or too loose. Imagining that you are sitting at the bank of the river and watching the river flow. So you are sitting here in this present moment, watching whatever is taking place. Physically, incoming breath and outgoing breath, rising, falling, or inflation of deflation of the body. Mentally, when the mind is aware of these, or the other thoughts beyond these objects, just watching and recognizing and mentally making a note of them. I understand this is happening, and training to be mindful of that without having any attachment, without having any engagement or proliferation whatsoever. As we are working with this incoming breath and outgoing breath, rising, falling, or inflation or deflation of entire body, when mind goes to other thoughts or the stories of the past, the worries of the future, recognizing them, perceiving them, and understanding them is a practice to realize other things happens in our day-to-day life when we are not meditating. In our day-to-day life, although we are doing something, our mind is always working with other things, dealing with the disappointments or unhappiness or a sadness or pleasure or unpleasant experiences. And those times when they come, arises, simply recognizing them, perceiving them as they are, an ability to accept rather than denying or grasping too hard if we like it. But simply observing, I'm having this thought. Now I understand this is happening to me. Recognizing them and ability to let it be without engaging, without any involvement. So, during this time of this hour practice, sitting comfortably, being mindful of incoming breath and outgoing breath, rising, falling, inflation or deflation of the entire body. And train yourself to be mindful of the entire breath or entire body. And train yourself to catch anything that pops in and observe, acknowledge, and let it be. So with this, diligently and continuously practicing until you hear the gong. it's time to practice loving kindness meditation. So relax yourself and bring your attention to be mindful of entire body, aware of sensations. Whatever sensations are there, be mindful of that. Whatever sensations around in your body, be aware of that. And bring that attention to your hands without moving any of your hands. Mindful of any sensation, whatever sensations are there. Heaviness, softness, lightness, warmness, coldness. Be mindful of that. And bring that attention to your heart, aware of a beating heart. And if you can't feel the beating heart, physically smiling will connect you. So smile and feel the connection with it. And as you feel the connection with your heart, generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself, mentally telling to yourself, may I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be free from suffering. Not just a word, but true feeling from bottom of your heart that you really want you to be happy. May no danger come to me. May I be safe and well. Offering kindness and compassion to yourself. Similarly, sharing a loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one. Parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends or relatives, and all other sentient beings far and wide, or particularly any person or things that you want to share these good deeds that you have done. And bringing into your mind and sharing and wishing them to be well and happy, no danger, be safe, take care, and be free from all the troubles. And extending my love and kindness to beyond any boundaries. Whatever beings there are, visible and invisible being, in this room, in this country, on this earth and in the universe, whatever beings there are, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be at peace, may they be free from suffering, may they be free from hurtfulness, hatred, ill will, animosity, jealousy. May they be free from troubles of body and mind. May they be liberated. Whatever merits that I have accumulated on this occasion or in the past, may they rejoice. Whatever beings there are, those who are misery and unhappy, may their misery ward off and attain the happiness. Whatever beings there are, those who are happy and well, may their happiness and well-being increase. May they be liberated. So bring your attention back to your hands, aware of sensations in your hand. And to your body, entire body, aware of sensations in your entire body. And to your eyes, aware of tensions or comfortness and lightness in your eyes. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from meditation, and reflect for a while. Let's pay respect to the Buddha.